Hi guys, Super Cameraman here. I asked Mr.Boom a question last week about episode 78. Specifically, I asked him if he was able to deal with a crook named Sergey who wants to get the copyright to Skibidi Toilet. And I also asked him if the delay of episode 78 was related to this situation. But a big interview happened this week where Dafuq Boom answered a lot of questions from the streamer state. And in today's video, I've gathered for you all the latest information about episode 78 and also about the future of Skibidi Toilet series. If you put a like on this video, I'll be very happy. Well, let's get started. In a recent stream by YouTuber Steak, Dafuq answered some questions. For example, were you wondering when exactly the Speakerman Armada will appear in the series, or how old G-Man really is and what his plans are for the next dozen episodes, or what exactly is going on in the Astro toilet race at the moment? Would you like to hear new information about the upcoming movie? And finally, to know the approximate release date of the 78th episode. By the way, I noticed one comment from a viewer of mine recently, and it was actually very interesting. He wrote that the return of the Titan Cameraman will be in episode 81, as his first appearance was in episode 18. Actually, that might be true, since we know how Dafuq Boom likes to play with numbers. Before we get to my questions, I suggest we break down Dafuq Boom's interview first. The first question was this: can you tell us any information with copyright infringement?
Trolls like this have always existed, especially when you're building a successful franchise.
Strangely enough, those people who throw a strike at Dafuq Boom or other successful franchises are just vain, envious people who want to destroy the labor of another because they themselves have achieved nothing. As we know, the Dafuq Boom channel has also wanted to tear down several times up to this point, such as the same Telegram Mafia that has been actively trying to strike Dafuq Boom since the November 2023 period, but they failed. And it seems to me that the current people who are trying to tear down the Dafuq Boom channel won't succeed either, and justice will be served, hopefully as soon as possible. Is there any information when season 25 will return?
He'll be reinstated soon.
Everyone already knows that the longest and most epic season was deleted just 2 weeks after its release, and even though Dafuq didn't give us an exact date for its return, I can safely assume that it will come out sometime in mid-February, maybe even along with episode 78. Do you have a team? Or do you work alone? You can hit pause and read Dafuq Boom's full answer to that question. And I will say that Dafuq has officially confirmed that he had a team helping him create episode 78 since early December, but he didn't like the result. Perhaps Dafuq will keep these guys to further create new models for the series or give them time to learn how to animate in the Dafuq Boom style. Either way, episode 78 shouldn't disappoint us, but rather will be one of the hottest episodes yet. Is there any news about the Skibidi Toilet movie? Apparently, Michael Bay is already serious about releasing a Skibidi Toilet movie and is now actively working on it, and Mr. Boom himself is very excited. Costello know already the release of the movie itself we cannot predict for sure, but I think that we should see it in 2026, and frankly, I think it will turn out just gorgeous, because these two geniuses together will definitely come up with something unique. After all, the hype on the series Skibidi Toilets is slowly disappearing, and the movie should again attract the audience to love this sphere. What do you think of Godzilla?
I think I liked it in first grade, but Transformers was always objectively better.
In case you didn't understand why Steak mentioned Godzilla in particular, I'll tell you that back in 2023, Dafuq released a troll video, and to see it, we had to enter the link that was shown on the board in part 2 of episode 68, and after that, we were taken to the very same troll video where Titan TV men chopped Godzilla's head off. In this response, Dafuq made a comment about Godzilla fans, who could also be called Skibidi Toilet fans, because after that troll video, the entire Godzilla fandom wrote angry comments under every Skibidi Toilet-related video. Of course, when judged on strength, it seems to me that Alliance technology would be stronger than Godzilla technology, since Godzilla is essentially a large living dinosaur, not a robot that can be taken apart and still be able to function. But still, everyone has their own opinion, and everyone decides for themselves. To answer this question, Dafuq discounted a GIF of a Titan Cameraman meme from Absolute Cinema. For those who don't know, I'll explain that usually this meme is used when something big and epic happens, which means that the next season will be as hot as ever. What about episode 78?
There's gonna be a lot of red.
And about the next episode, Dafuq sent a photo with a red column and added that there will be a lot of red color. It's no secret that all the previous episodes and seasons have led us to show the long-awaited armada of Spikemen, and we will finally get to know them in action and possibly their new technology, including the modernization of their Titan. How old are the Astro toilets?
Meaning Empire or a separate epic of each Astro toilet like G toilet?
Empire. This answer proves to us that the Astro Toilet's empire was formed a very long time ago, which means it now becomes more clear why they have so much technology, and also how they managed to expand their army and conquer many planets. What about the G-Toilet? G-Man, as we know, was also an Astro Toilet, which means that he also lives a very long time, and apparently around 1,000 years. And also G-Man and his entourage, most likely in the form of a G-Squad, will play a very important role a few episodes ahead, as we should see at least a full assembly of his Titan suit, and we should also be given attention to his new technology. Stake also suggested that the core on G-Man in episode 74 is very similar to the one we saw on Titan TV Man that was able to infect him, and since Dafuq himself confirmed earlier that G-Man was also infected, this is probably true, as Dafuq replied that the two cores are very similar to each other, and we should be told more about this in the next episodes. Now we know that G-Man was also a very important and noble character in his hierarchy, and also had 5 stripes on his helmet, but we already know that because Astro Scorpion and Juggernaut called him Commander. But these stripes are transferred as a king, that is, you do not have to be necessarily strong or big, judging by the same UFO toilet, who, although small in size but comes up with good strategies, and is also a professional spy. Is there a rank above Titans in the Alliance?
There is no one king or commander. It's a matter of discussion and understanding. But Titans have top priority when it comes to battles.
We now know that the Alliance has no single leader, and in fact, each of the fighters can offer ideas to each other, regardless of whether the character is a Titan or another less powerful character. A prime example of this is Plunger Man the Titan and Vant Zooman, and even though Plunger Man was small, he still helped the Titan Cameraman and vice versa, because they have a mutual understanding between the squad, which makes warfare easier and makes it easier to come up with tactics, since it basically involves the whole squad. But when it comes to serious battles, it usually involves stronger fighters. What's the ruling mode of the Astro Toilets?
Totalitarianism and monarchy.
But unlike the Alliance, the Astro Toilets operate as a repressive and aggressive empire, where everyone has a role to play, and if someone disobeys, there is only one fate waiting for him, and that is death, or at best expulsion from the army. Will all this lead to betrayal? And perhaps because of such strict rules towards their fighters, we may see betrayal leading to civil war. It is possible that the same missing unit that preceded the Cameraman Titan is now being carefully hidden and perhaps will defect to the Alliance, as the Juggernaut wants to do. How long did the Speakermen take to prepare their armada? We also learned that the Speakermen started building their armada after they started disappearing from the series. And perhaps this is a hint that in the future, when the race goes missing for a long period of time, it will mean they have a major improvement in store for them. Are the green cameramen from episode 70 related to ghosts? About the green cameramen we saw in episode 70, Dafuq simply replied, "Welcome to the family," like we saw at the end of season 25, which gives us a clue that all the secret agent's assistants go into one dimension, as if transferring their memories into one big computer, similar to what we saw with the secret agent in episode 70. Why can't the Alliance create more Titans?
The Titans are more than just giant robots. The Alliance could build more, but nothing can replace the real ones.
We know that agents are former humans, and it's possible that the Titans are also some of the former humans. It is possible that the minds of the bravest humans have been transferred into the minds of the Titans, who are willing to do anything to save their squad. Assuming that the Alliance creates a new Titan in the form of a simple robot, Most likely, it will not have the same combat experience and strength, and will not be able to know the weaknesses of their former enemies, unlike the old Titans. And spending a lot of resources on useless iron is a waste because it would be better to modernize the remaining Titans and their smaller fighters. Since there is some computer program from Season 25, will Malware play any role in future episodes?
Yes.
Dafuq answered the next question quickly, and then changed the subject almost immediately. I think that the malware that Steak mentioned, we may see in the form of a virus. That is, Dafuq's computer could be infiltrated by a virus, and then one of his assistants could become a spy that would interfere with the secret agent and his team. For example, we saw in episode 70, part 3, one of Dafuq's assistants made Plunger Man and Dark Speaker Man invisible, and they survived. And the next time, if he is infected, he might just leave them in a critical situation and not help them, causing them to face more trouble and the secret agent's plan to fail. Since we learned that the other members of the Alliance used to be human, are the Titans Titans?
There's some truth to that.
Like I said, most likely the Titans represent former humans who were willing to do anything for their people and army. As for such a serious role, there had to be a very physically and spiritually strong person who would never back down. Do Titans feel pain?
Yes, physically and mentally.
And it proves that Titans can feel both physical and moral pain. After all, the same, at first glance, ordinary phrase of Titan TV man, "You can't kill the dead," in the third part of the 77th episode, shows us that he is already alive physically, but dead inside after he lost one of his brothers in the form of Titan Cameraman, and also could not kill his main enemy, G-Man. What is known about Astro UFO and G-Man's relationship?
They hate each other so much.
And here the Dafuq Boom explains why this is so. G-Man was most likely ranked higher than UFO, which made him jealous of him. So he may have specifically attempted his death in episode 60 and then conveyed to his own that it was G-Man who started the attack, not him. And now that he's gotten his way, and G-Man is being hunted, UFO is willing to do anything to get rid of him. However, in episode 79, we are supposed to be revealed the very dialogue between G-Man and the UFO toilet in episode 60, which will reveal a lot of information, because as Dafuq said, it will be the key to all the mysteries among the Astro toilets. Is the character's shape actually changing, or are they hacking the camera?
It's more like a hologram. Living things would see them the same way.
As we know, the ficus, chair, so also the machine, turned out to be a Dafuq woman. And from the answer, we can understand that it is some kind of hologram, and living beings would see them as well. We can't speculate exactly how they do it yet, but knowing the secret technology of a secret agent who can open some kind of portals to another dimension, then anything is possible. What can you tell us about green energy? Regarding the green energy, it will most likely be connected not only with the secret agent and his girlfriend, but also with G-Man, as there are already many hints that they cooperate together. And for a relatively long time, for example, in the same 73rd episode, we saw him with a green sphere. And in the new episodes, G-Man has shown us invisibility, which also seems like secret agent technology. Is the child that was mentioned by the G-Man in any way special? As you might expect, the very child that G-Man mentioned when talking to the Astro Daggernaut may not be a son or daughter, but probably means a lot to him too, as then it's unlikely he would have emphasized him so much and put him as an example. Did you see the Skibidi egg toilet? Mr.Boom decided to just throw up an old screenshot of the egg that was still shown to us by YouTuber Crycraft when episode 70 came out. That's when the egg first started appearing actively in the show, by the way. This concludes the interview, and now let's do an analysis of my questions. Unfortunately, I asked the Dafuq Boom the wrong questions, and this is my second mistake. The thing is that Dafuq Boom cannot be asked 2 questions in 1 sentence, otherwise you can get an answer like this. As we can see, the Dafuq Boom simply answered no. From this answer, we can conclude that unfortunately, Dafuq has not been able to handle Sergey so far, but everything is in process. By the way, you could also notice this from Dafuq Boom's channel because season 25 still hasn't appeared there. And when asked about the delay of episode 78, Dafuq Boom has already answered in an interview. Hope you enjoyed the video. If so, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new videos. I'm Super Cameraman. See you very soon. Bye, everyone.